back here once again with more Ace Attorney Trilogy specifically. Well, the Phoenix Wright Trilogy, to be specific. Yeah, it's gotta be quite the wild ride, so might as well get right on. Strap in and strap on and have a ride of your life in the courtroom, I guess. February 9, 9:47 AM. District Court Defendant Lobby, number 1.
Oh my, Mr. Loris feels that way about me?
Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed.
I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing.
Worry not, and in any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him.
Does that mean Mr. Loris is the witness today?
No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Shouldn't he still be a witness today, or is it just gonna... Is this gonna be a whole case surrounding around Larry? Wow, this is really gonna be one hell of a fucking ride, isn't it?
Sister Bikini.
She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Duke's Nim, correct?
That is correct. It wasn't me.
Very well then.
I simply pierced her with a sword time and time again that had seven blades on it. But I did it to help her out. She was in a bit of a poor oxygen, and I just had to really, I had to puncture her lungs. I've seen people do that on TV. Not that I know what a TV is.
No, actually, she would know what a TV is. Yeah, she has. Oh, I mean, okay. She at this point she has fully come out as, you know, only spent some time at the monastery, not her whole life, like she initially said. No, monastery. Is there a monastery? Temple. Yeah, sorry. Monastery would be more Western thing. This is more, you know, Japanese thing to be a temple.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes.
You're a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity
is he gonna go in a fucking costume? Don't worry, I've made the necessary arrangement. He's gonna have a fucking... It all makes sense now. Yes, actually, this all makes sense now. Holy shit. But yeah, he's gonna be wearing a mask. Maybe like a cool cyborg themed, you know. Real casual. Oh god, this is gonna be a fucking Victorian... It's gonna be a Victorian orgy themed occasion.
I see.
Iris, it is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. Against my will. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people and to believe until the bitter end. And that's what my friend told me once.
Mr. Edgeworth, was this friend that dumb fuck of Phoenix Wright? Because if so, pick better friends.
I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted.
Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands.
February 9th, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 7. Oh, because we're going... This is the Canadian side of the courthouse. Nobody's on the stand yet. Wait, is that right? That's not... No, it's not right. I'm not saying right, as in like Phoenix Wright. I'm saying right. Is he supposed to be up? What the fuck is happening? For a moment I thought I had it all cleared out, and now I don't. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hasakura Temple. Defense is ready, Your Honor. No, okay, for some reason the image is just reversed. Defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. We win by forfeit! Pack it up, boys. This case is over. Iris, you're free to go kill another person. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before he had a chance to begin. I am ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant. Of course, Von Karma. She arrives when she pleases. The prosecution stands ready. And you are?
Franziska Von Karma, prosecuting protege.
Von Karma, you say? Perchance he wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred Von Karma.
And legends are a thing of the past. I am a Von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting this case.
You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before, or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once.
I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor.
Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say?
There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office.
There isn't, but I'm sure once before.
I told you there is no such weakling.
Why is that, a whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip.
Hold it!
I have no objection to the whip.
You don't?
The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. But there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today.
That is a wild thing for him to say, considering he has never met Godot. Also, that fucking smug face. I miss this man.
This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix right here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers.
I see you brought your flair for the historics. I'm not sure. Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court, eh? Yeah, I mean, you could be as much of a weirdo as you want, apparently, but then, like, hey, somebody brings a fucking whip and that's crossing your limits? Oh, wow.
This stage is set. Now continue with your proceedings, Your Honor.
Very well, Miss Von Karma. Please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible.
The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Dox Nim. Her body was found in the Hazagura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue.
The sword in this picture. Is the weapon in question correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene. Crime photo added to the court record. The courtyard where Elise Dukes Nim was murdered.
There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime.
Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand.
And so it begins. My first and last trial as defense attorney.
I'm sure that's how that's gonna remain. Me. Just no further context. Just me.
Witness, state your name and occupation, please.
Hold on here. I'm not sure about being... Wait. I'm not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up and nice and straight.
If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for a back pain plagued witness.
Bailiff, Fetch a crate for this poor lady, please.
Once again, your name and occupation, please.
Fuck.
Hello, me. Well, I'm the head nun of the Hasakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it. Bikini. Nice to meet everyone.
Wow, he's absolutely struck, you know, or he's smitten by the sight of the sight of that bikini. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Bailiff, please correct this.
The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts would leave this sanctuary at once.
Yeah, I mean, the threat of physical pain apparently really does motivate a lot of people. Or promise. You want me to leave?
No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer.
Ha ha ha. Ha ha he he. In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question.
That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way that your little Iris could do anything like that.
Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about. Holy shit! Has he been doing this the whole time, or is that the first one the first time they actually write that in? Tell us about your own movements that night, eh? That was the most Canadian thing he said thus far, and he even refers maple syrup at one point. The night of the murder.
That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it.
So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple?
Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple.
That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made.
So there's only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle, now are you, Miles Edgeworth?
Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. Almost a cross-examination, and we're not looking into her feet.
That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but...
What is this inner temple?
Oh well, you see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right?
We'll be the ones asking you the question, madame.
In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across the Dusky Bridge, called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training.
And how exactly do you help with this process?
It is all quite exacting. It can be performed without a non-supervising.
Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. A tutor with a whip, in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to the Hazakura Temple where the murder took place?
Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently.
Violently?
That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. It was my back specifically that just killed Miss Elise. That violent. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like a strict training. I hate my existence.
On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again?
That's right, raging like a bull in a pit pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off. So I left Iris to help the acolytes and returned to the Hazakura Temple.
You left Iris to help with what?
What do you think? The acolytes training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercise as proper.
Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolytes so that they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct? Yes, she's a gentle, honest girl. Also a murderer. She's never once failed to follow my directions. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I need a long, hot soak in my bikinis. So you return to the Hazakura temple in order to take a bath. My back is to blame for everything. It's a do or don't in kind of a world after all. How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little rook you are. I know what's on your mind. Why? There's nothing... What the fucking jumps and bounds in logic. What's so weird about asking how long somebody's in the bath? This lady is filthy. Huh? I bet your next question is going to be, where exactly did you wash? Oh, so you can watch me next time. This is why you have to watch the young ones. What are you going on about? I was... Whoa, he got actually whipped. Pathetic mouse Edgeworth. Hello, is it hello? Is there some sort of kick me sign stuck to the defense's bench? Oh, true. Isn't that already an established thing that older women actually are really into Edgeworth? Yeah, anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long. Oh, because of fucking Wendy. God damn it. Oh, God. I had mentally blocked that already from my mind. That was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. There is indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness memory and observation skills are. Don't tell me that. I did not need an existential level of dread about playing the Edgeworth games. I was hoping that by the time that she would be relevant in this game, she would already have passed out or passed away. Not passed out. Well, either one works. Anyways, I know what's wrong here. Where is her testimony? Yeah, there you go. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. Witnesses have to go. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well, don't worry. Yeah, of course. What could kill old Bag? They don't even tell her age, which honestly at this point could be thousands of years old. She has always been around to be an old Bag. It's a title, not a name. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of the Hazakura Temple. You don't want to know how I got that title. Or maybe you do. In that case, Miss Honcho, I would like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No, she said that. A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. That is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. Wow. All people lie. That is my belief. I also am a big fan of Dr. House. A show that had its first episode era just last year. I think that would be actually quite accurate. Somewhere around this time, at least, when the game came out. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? The Edgeworth was just given a snap to his fingers. Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie, which means we must call your memory into question. Dear, 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 you're older than me and yet you want to play the game. Play that game, do you? Ah, well, that isn't exactly what My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. Then please add your comments about Iris to the test. He became more Canadian in the 5 years. No, in the 6 years since the last. No, we had him show up in the last case as well. In the span of 2 months, he's been overdosing on maple syrup. Hello, first time chatter. And let us return to the cross-examination. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but...
Hold it!
What is this inner temple? Wait, this is the same dialogue again. Ah, yeah, true. He must have, you know, had a like a whole full day's trip across the border and, you know, stopped by at Tim Hortons and watched some ice hockey and lumberjacked bunch of people. I don't know. What do Canadians do? I've never been there. Yeah, this is just them. Oh, okay. She adds up to the testimony. Got it. It's a little different. Iris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner.
Hold it!
Are you sure that you're not making a mistake? You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of the place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake. Thinking I made a mistake? An excellent finish there, witness. Still, I have to wonder. No. We're completely disregarding that. So, that Phoenix spoke to a woman outside of his job. That is not a Fae. So
Objection!
Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon warding hood, correct? Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute. Why do you have that on you?
Objection!
Hold it right there. Sorry, that's a wrong accentuated voice. Why do you have that? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the Iris she saw should have been missing this very hood. Well. It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order! Order in the court! Wow! Sister, is this Hood? You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spare? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see, a stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. Yeah, Edgeworth really is a expressive man. It should have been the only hood that Iris owned. Then this is quite strange, eh? Wow. If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have one of those. There is no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness, while I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation. Ah yes, let's stimulate the judge. That seems to work perfectly. To be honest, yes, it does. Why don't we just have Iris take the fucking stage? After my bath. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard, and I took a look, and Iris was, oh, Mr. Elise. And with that sword of all things. Very intense workout session. They're just really good friends. Mr. Gillies was staying in the corner room which faced out into the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of the window. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh man, I'm so glad that this is the next day because this is literally the... I think Gumshoe made this exact same comparison. Well, something like that. This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe. Has Gumshoe ever considered becoming a judge? I would look the fool if I commented on such a foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name, can't you do something about that habit of yours? Cross-examining after my bath. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. How far is it from your room to the inner temple? So does so he comes from the Gumshoe family. Yeah, but on the contrary, though, the defendant called the judge a dick and not get punished for it. Or it would at least sound less insulting. Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these thumbs of mine. About 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hasakura Temple. And the temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back there the night, did you? That's right. I was heading along the walkway towards the main hall. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard, and I took a look and... You say you heard a noise? Oh, just like that. That could only be the sound of the victim falling. It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump, just like that. But then, couldn't this noise you heard have been snow falling to the ground? I never thought of that. The next one to laugh gets a whipping. Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard and Iris was mystic at least. And with that sort of all things.
Hold it!
This is the second time that the witnesses testify to seeing the defendant, but some doubt remains in these claims. Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to. The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword. Sister Bikini tried to recall exactly who it was you saw, as clearly as you can. Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that has been bugging me all this time. Please don't keep us in the suspense. Her hood. Her hood? That's right, it's coming back to me. I wish she wasn't wearing her hood. Damn. What's that saying from the flame to the frying pan, something like that? I know something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right? Huh. You've dug your own grave, Miss Edgeworth. What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important? It's important. This may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage, but I can't see any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like these new statements to be added to the testimony. Mouse Edgeworth, if you want to hang yourself, you need to only ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip. Yikes. Witness, add that statement to your testimony. No problem. Now that you mention it, I didn't have her hood on.
Hold it!
You're sure about that? Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. Ah, I don't mean because we're poor, you understand, it's our style. Yes, that's it. Because if there's one thing that this game has established really well is that spirit channelers are, or spirit mediums, whatever the fucking term for this. Also, I don't know how this differs from, doesn't matter. They're very wealthy. Super wealthy, especially in the modern day. I wonder why do they all keep running off in the fucking woods. There's absolutely no need to explain yourself. Anyway, she looked different from normal, so that really stuck out. Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of my whip. At least then it might bite you and not someone else. I've seen have her hood on, I'm sure of it. Very well. Now please tell us about the victim, eh? Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faced out into the courtyard. The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor. No, Asakura Temple is a single-story building, while the mountain itself slopes downward, which elevates the main gates out of the temple and the guest room in the back. About the height of a two-story building. I see. And the victim was staying in one of those elevated rooms, correct? Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to the room after all. Her stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. Oh yeah, because it makes sense for a person to push somebody out the window, jump after them, after they broke multiple of their... Well, actually, I don't think they broke bones, they were just heavily bruised, and then stab them. Yeah, that seems like a really sensible murder fashion.
Hold it!
What makes you so sure of all this? It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard, okay? Thump, just like that. You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. It appears that the witness was not mistaken then. Yep, I am more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of the Hasakura Temple. You can ask me now as to how I got that title. There's only 2 of them working there. What's wrong, Mazatworth? No snappy comeback remark? Doesn't feel like she's lying. This is very powerful testimony too. She claims to have seen the incident in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe in right now. My client Iris and my own abilities as a defense attorney. I finished my bath around 11 and yeah. Oh, actually, about the time. How does that line up with the... (10 to 11 p.m.) Oh, wait, what the fuck? Body fell 10 feet after death. How do you look over this? I am astonished by the... I'm astonished by the fact that I have better perception skills than some of... I mean, it's a video game, so... On a meta level, I get why this happens, but I'm fucking astonished on the actual, you know, setting. What the fuck? Impressive logic, that's what I would like to say anyway. Oh, please do, my brain is something else, especially in winter. Wink wink, nudge nudge. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. That's right, it says after death right there. Here. There. The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim here there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on and take a 10-foot fall? A leap of faith. Assassination attack. I don't know. I haven't played Assassin's Creed games in a while. Apparently the Black Flag remake is seemingly pretty good, but I played the original, I think I'm happy with that. Also, I don't want to give Ubisoft any money right now. I want to see those numbers plummet, so that maybe they'll actually start working on their games a little more. Ah. Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, and the victim must have been killed in her room, don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion? Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room, and she was then thrown out of her window down into the courtyard below. Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Dioxnim's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? It's kind of a shame that we couldn't get into the room. I actually don't understand why we couldn't get to the room. No trace of blood were found in the victim's room. Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found in my glorious playoff bed. However, if there was no... Shit. I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood, very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. Indeed, with the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true, with the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking.
We had come to conclusions then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the saw still in place. This removes all of the contradictions.
Objection! Order, order, order. I must admit that this is a probable version of events.
I'd expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point.
It seems that we need a clear testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please, remain standing on the crate. I'll go selling me short now. Emerge. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood.
Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here.
Huh. I don't know, is that a threat or an actual offer?
With the whip.
Oh boy, alright, alright. The details. When I looked across the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. As when I fainted, you can't blame me, can you? And when I woke, Mystic Abby was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory.
Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska Von Karma, and I'm here to teach you just that.
Examination for further details. When I looked across the scene, the sword was already in place.
At that time, was the victim bleeding?
Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course, so I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I saw any blood, not then.
I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed?
Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise.
Think carefully. This is very important.
It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. Which is, you'll be shocked to find out not too much. Wink wink. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body.
It might not be conclusive, but this sesame supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in the room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth.
I've never seen so much blood before.
So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood?
That's right. Some of it has splattered onto the iris too.
When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well?
That seems quite conclusive to me.
What should I do? Press this point further?
Well, okay, so now technically getting more information is always going to be valuable. Is she wearing the same clothes? She's wearing the same clothes, so at what point would she have...
Going back to your previous statements, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now you say you saw the victim bleeding?
Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her plain as day.
Pulling the sword out?
Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out. Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony. Oh, was that important?
More important than you can imagine.
That's an instant in which the blade plunging into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. Smoothly, you say? You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out? That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mystic Mami. Mystic Elise was on the ground and Iris stooped over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Mystic Elise's body. Ew. I just scratched out a piece of tape from my controller. I hope that wasn't important. Probably nothing. It slid out from the gaping wound. Ah! It goes without saying that if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding. Nothing out of place here. No, shit. Why do I keep thinking he's Edgeworth on the fucking prosecutor stand? Well, I know why, but like... This is really the case. I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. And something which couldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened. I'd never seen so much blood before. Actually, let me try this one again. Was the bleeding caused by the killer removing the sword? No, I'm mistaken. I remember it all clear as day. Don't you think that's a bit odd? And what do you mean, Miss Edgeworth? Why would the killer pull out the sword? What? If all she wanted to do was place the weapon in the hand of the gold statue, then there was no reason to remove it from the body. All that would have accomplished is cause the victim to bleed unnecessarily. Your thoughts, Miss Von Karma?
That's
Indeed, it is strange now that you mention it. I'm going to need to find an answer to this mystery too.
Anyway, the witness saw something terrible. So what did you do after that, witness?
That's what I fainted. You can't blame me, can you?
Now on to what the killer did next. You saw none of it, correct?
Well, I was unconscious.
How long were you out for?
I don't know. 10, maybe 20 minutes. A young man with a very prickly looking head woke me up. By stepping on me, actually. I'm not sure I like that method of resuscitation.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I wasn't asking for mouth-to-mouth or anything of the sort.
Some people pay for that shit.
I would have welcomed a more gentle awakening right about then, let me tell you.
I shall have words with the offender personally. What did you see upon awakening?
When I awoke, Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back.
By Mystic Ami, you are referring to the golden statue, correct?
Just stabbing someone with the Shikishido, a sacred treasure, is terrible enough. But to then make Mystic Ami hold the blade?
Truly a heinous, despicable crime. It is easy to despise something, anyone can do it. However, there is something that cannot be done so easily. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's doubly hard for you. Anyway, what is the problem? Exactly why would the killer set up this gruesome scene? Can anyone explain the reasoning behind that?
No, I don't think I can.
There isn't always a logical reason behind why someone acts.
That's true, so true. In early spring, for example, I often fight myself.
There isn't always. That phrase might come in handy someday.
She finds herself what?
There are too many unnatural elements in this case.
She's saying something completely unhinged right now, off screen.
Why was it necessary to use the Shikishido from the Ami statue as a weapon? Why was the weapon ultimately placed back in the hand of the statue? If I can expose the flaws in this testimony first, then will begin to find the truth.
Okay, let's see. But I have a statue here. At that time, was the victim bleeding? I don't think I saw any blood then. Plunge into the hilt. Wait, plunged into the hilt. Yeah, no, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Objection! Yeah. That statement specifically is very specific. Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least I would like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here. And what do you mean? You make it sound like as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. What contradictions are you talking about? And the scene that the witness claims to have seen? The weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from her body. However, both these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please explain you. Wow! Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
Objection!
Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble? Aizu may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose, or would they so pay.
Your objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit. And I paid a little more afterwards.
That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when the blade is left in the body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding.
Objection!
That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the shikishido. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slip out smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
Huh. I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction. You still got more?
This one is simple. If this sword really was thrusting all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. When in reality, apparently,
The killer was only able to put in just the tip. No. No! I don't know how the fuck did you, Wow! Bravo, Maltitsworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could manage one, if that. But what does it all mean, eh? You have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is, the weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shikishido. What? A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool? Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon? Well, it's because Mr. Gami was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shikishido was the murder weapon. Order! Wah! So maybe the Shikishido was not the murder weapon? Even if that's the case, it changes nothing, Maltitsworth. Since the sister here saw everything, she saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. That's true. No response, Mr. Edgeworth. If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where is the murder weapon? Where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. That's... Answer the question, Miss Wonkama. No evidence of that kind was found? Another mystery to throw into the pile, eh? A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, can I say something? I just remembered something, actually. What is it, sister? I was just thinking it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was... it was just over there. What exactly are you going on about here? A murder weapon, I mean, maybe. I think I might know where the sword was supposed to... It's the fucking incinerator! You what? Whip. Well then. Oh, Jesus. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible. What else could this old woman have seen? Location of the weapon. I saw the murder at around 11 PM, and after asking that be reported, I went out to the main gate, and there I saw tracks that indicate the snowmobile had been used. Takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out? Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Witness, please. Tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best shape. What with my back and my age, you know. Just blew my back out last time getting the head honcho title. Quite. There you can see the snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here is a photograph. A snowmobile, I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. There are no tracks leading to the snowmobile, though. The tracks begin in front of Hasakura Temple and run all the way to the Dusky Bridge. Tracks photo added to a car record, taken that night from main gate to Dusky Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter. making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. Location of the weapon. I saw the murderer at around 11 p.m. You are sure about the time? Yes, I was worried about it after all. Why was that? Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of the year. Yackle, I was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So at 11, I decided to leave Hasakura Temple. Her estimation of the time seems reliable at least. Please continue, sister. And after asking that I be reported, I went out to the main gate. You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? Right, the one who trampled me. It seems she's the type to hold a grudge. There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. And Phoenix Wright, he didn't even have his cell phone on him, He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand too. Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back. So I thought I would go out by the main gate for a spell. And there, I saw tracks trying to get the snowmobile had been used. As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. That's it. That's the only one we have. It will run no matter how much snow falls. Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate. So, she had already gone, disguised as a murder weapon, and returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Push further! I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at the time? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? I'm playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used. I see. I never thought of that. That's right. I overlooked that too. Of course you did. Then answer the question, please, witness. I don't often go around touching hot engines. Shouldn't. Very bad idea. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it. Snow? Yes, for some reason only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't any snow on it, curses. It seems highly likely that the killer did use snowmobile then, eh? How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself from some walking. There's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain? I think that's why the question was asked in the first place. It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I had fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch. Like you all could have guessed. It was a wood-related injury that got my back so achy. Crunch. Cinnamon crunch. I haven't been able to find the courage to write anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Refresh our memory, how long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. I have to concede that is more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. While it would have been possible time-wise, one element remains out of place here. Oh, and what would this mystery element be, eh? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods? Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Miss Bonkama. Wow. Zani to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor? Wow. She's as over the top as always. Anyway, whatever's the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river, another point to me, Mazatworth. Another mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there is surely a problem with this testimony. Now all I have to do is start poking holes in the floor of the crowd. Okay. Okay. 30 minutes. Oh yeah, because the bridge would have been on fire actually. I might be getting this one wrong. I haven't made any mistakes yet, and I'm quite surprised about that, but I feel like it has been rather... Okay, I should actually take this easy. Because I have this terrible problem that I'm gonna... I tunnel vision on things. In a lot of cases, but like... If I now start thinking that, oh yeah, it has to be the weather report, I'm gonna close out all the other options. There is something about this photo, though. Yeah, like the fact that there are no footsteps to the snowmobile, I think, is rather telling as well. Okay, now actually, let me think. So the fact that there's the fact that there are tracks. There's a single set of tracks. There's only a single set of tracks. It has only been used to drive back. It has not been used to drive out. Yeah. But which one do I... If I press this again... Okay, it's not really warm. Okay. I do think that there's still it's the... Okay, or is there anything I could be failing to see in this? A single set of tracks. There are no footsteps going to that one. Now, the footsteps could be footsteps from the snowmobile to the inner gate. Actually, could very easily be like right next to the like it's close enough where you just couldn't see them. It very likely has been used to, you know, like whoever used this came to the... Oh, wait. Oh. Is there information on this actually? Taking that night from main gate to Dusky Bridge. By who? Huh? Eh. No, that's alright. No, Anna, what do you think of the witness statements? I don't think there is a problem with it. You say that with such a gusto that I suppose you must agree that that is all there is to it. Don't get smart with me. Get smart with this penalty. It would appear that even I make mistakes. Alright, so it's not the snowmobile then. So we're not gonna question that yet. Okay, so actually I realize I've been at this for over an hour. I might as well save here. Just in case I start making more mistakes. This case has been rather straightforward thus far. So we have a good bit of evidence, but we don't have like an insane amount of them. We don't have 3 pages of evidence for this trial. And we know kind of what's been going on. I do think the weather is the thing. No, it's not. Are you kidding me? Really? It's not the fact that the... Is there anything here that, like... In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have... Oh, yeah. Hey, this is, anything about Iris? Friends is grade school. I don't remember how we became friends though. I don't really want to start guessing either, but like, I've kind of hit a wall here. I was so sure it would be either the weather report or the fact that there are things wrong with the image. Maybe I tried the wrong... No, I tried it on this one. I tried it on this one specifically. Yeah. This one is the statement that seems the most off. Oh, actually, maybe it's with the area. Oh yeah, there's no bridge at all anymore, actually. Okay, let's see. I'm so shocked that it's not that thing. Yeah, testimony alone is not enough, I think. It has to be that they wouldn't have given me this photo if it wasn't something important I can do with this. Okay, they want me to press it here. Got it. I let this photograph prove something. It proves that the snowball was used on the night of the murder. You finally accept the inevitable, it seems, Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? Iris left Hazagura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should be two sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge and those from coming back. Ah, you're right. You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. Huh? On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. If this removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it? I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped. Even just the return tracks in the snow. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in her theory? I think I just explained the whole snow situation as well. Stopped 10:50 p.m. Yeah, I do think that probably proves it. This idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks. There is a contradiction. The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Moncama, that is impossible. Would you care to explain? Why there is a root index finger currently pointing in my general direction? No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge in order to dispose of the murder weapon. The outgoing tracks were erased by snow, also claims Miss Moncama. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, yeah? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. Do you have a specific idea as to why? Like, I genuinely feel like I just explained this. I'm not sure if I said it out loud or if I said it if I went through it in my head, but I'm quite sure I actually did explain this. There are also footsteps there. But no. It has to be the weather report. The weather report is the only thing that actually gives enough information on this matter. Witness, please tell us again what time it was that you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report. Snow started to fall at 7 p.m, but it stopped at around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m, the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Order. Very well then. It looks like Miss Moncama's claim has been snowed in. Wow! It's too soon to be closing this time due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this then. When is the weather report ever correct? No. You got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. Wow. Good.
A forecast, data, all the weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m.
Well, it's true. We cannot be totally sure, eh?
What? How did she pull that off?
It has stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this.
I've come this far, there's no turning back now. Very well. I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. You can't back down, can't you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth.
Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? No snow on corpse. Oh shit, sorry. I can't present when I'm looking at it. I cannot just show it to the court when I'm staring at the photo. Edgeworth just casually lifts up the entire, photograph and just like holds it in his face and just like slowly turns it around like, this, Your Honor.
Take that!
Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in the courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I am referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception. And that is the victim herself, Miss Elise Dioxnim. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed. That's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph there should be two sets of tracks. Ah!
Sorry. Order. Just what I... What?
Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all of the facts point to. That night, someone used a snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing.
Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow.
Then, when this person returned to the Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remain.
Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me.
What does, sister?
There is only one key for the snowmobile.
Huh? Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder.
Which could only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple.
But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance.
A snowmobile can cross the suspension bridge. So she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. Cannot cross, I think. That sounds about right. But what's all is when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple. I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge.
You must have failed to see it, sister.
Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there by the main gate. Snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. Yeah, it was covered in snow too.
But that isn't possible.
Order in the court. What does this all mean?
So then what was the snowmobile used for?
It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gates. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing... Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Well, that's a shame. That's an absolute shame, but I really should have seen this coming. I really should have seen this coming. Oh, I'm a fucking moron. Just pardon me for a moment. Pardon me for a moment. I made a huge mistake. Okay, I'm not posting those wilds. I'm not posting those. I'm not posting those. I think I posted all these already. Oh, well, actually, I could get rid of these. Shit. God, sorry, my recording ran out of space. I didn't think this was gonna happen. No matter what I would do. But I forgot to empty my goddamn... No. I forgot to empty my goddamn... Or the fucking... hard drive. Such a hard drive. Oh, good God. Okay, I'm just gonna... God. It's really awkward. And now I fucked up! Oh, goddamn. Sorry. It's gotta take me a moment. I need to clear the space just so that I can process what it got recorded, but I most likely will not be able to salvage any of this material anyways. I need to use the VOD from today to post this on YouTube. Oh, this is a terrible timing. This is terribly unprofessional of me as well. Oh, good heavens. I still have to call the lamb material here. Holy shit, no wonder it's fucking low on time, low on space. Oh my God. I don't want to post. I don't want to wait. What this? I have not emptied this in a while. Clean your hard drives, people. Otherwise, they go soft. Okay, just delete all this. Oh my God, that's really embarrassing. Well, yeah, I need to use the VOD for this then. I hope the stream didn't die though. I think it's still live. Yeah, seems to be perfectly fine. Okay, good. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snow temple. Well, I mean, that doesn't practically make me feel better. That sounds like a rough time. Like, it's not a very good thing to be feeling awful all day. But also, napping is important. So, that's at least good, but sorry to hear that. But I get what I get your intention. But yeah, no, I mean, these things happen. Like, thankfully, I can always salvage a Twitch VOD. So, you know, this is not a big deal. Just something I really should remember to do off stream. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. But still, sorry to hear that. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to the Hasekura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we learned all we can for this witness. Yes, I have nothing more to add. I told you everything that I know. But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out Walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge down that night? I don't think that's likely. It's cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. What's that I hear? Is somebody called for Larry? Alice has something really important to do. That's a shame. Hold on. Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on the subarctic nights. Your Honor, actually there's just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really? You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are two things about him that do come to mind. One, he's an idiot. Two, he was out and about. Which are, first, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. And the second being, this individual that I am thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is all kind of idiots. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about? I love the fact that all of a sudden they just added that boot there. And she's only 19, holy shit. I should show some Phoenix there, just for the fucking hell of it. This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc Deladuc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, Elise Dirk's nim. A student, interesting. And why was he wandering about outside on the night of the murder? That's... I could tell them all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him, although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw? Dunno. I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom. Summon this youth as a witness immediately. I have no choice, do I? I believe he's in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him. Very well. Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. Oh, he's got to drain him in the courtroom. The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Mogama, please see to prepare the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess. Jesus Christ. Okay, this is 1.5 hours. I can definitely finish this. I can do this today. How long can the second phase of this trial possibly be? Famous last words. February 9, 11:15. That was only an hour and 15 minutes. This is court defendant lobby number 1. In the game time. This was 1.5 hours real time. Like, okay, I don't, like, Larry... I had to say, Larry is not maybe the most reliable individual. You can rely on him being dumb. Which, okay, I guess he's predictable in that sense. Okay, he's predictable dumb, so he's reliable by that, to an extension of that. So yeah, I guess we could probably trust his words. Well, we can trust him as far as we can throw him.
Excuse me, Miss Edgeworth, I'm not really sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are 2 things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
Alright, I'll help you in any way I can.
First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, right? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hasakura Temple.
Very well, the second thing then. That night, the temple's snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile?
There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me.
So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
Don't start this, please. More locks. More locks. Iris.
I can't tell you about that yet.
Yet.
Not until her safety is confirmed.
Wait. Wait. Okay. This gives a lot of fucking clues. And this explains a lot of very irrational thinking by these characters. Now, I don't know how much I can trust Iris as a reliable individual or a good person or anybody that gives a shit about pearls. But this does give implications. Huh?
Safety of the acolytes.
The acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Oh, okay. Maybe it's Maya then? No, wait, that doesn't make sense. Fuck! Why does this game keep throwing me a bone and then just yoink it out of my face? Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Ellie's dog's name?
No matter who or what may come.
That is a weird way of phrasing that.
I could never take a life.
Are you sure about that? As I thought, no psychologs. Very well. It's my job to get to the truth. It's gonna be a really interesting discussion that Phoenix and Edgeworth are gonna have once they reconvene again. With like a Edgeworth be like, right. This Magatama magic bullshit, it's very fascinating. How do you deal with the psychologs? And Phoenix is gonna be like, have you been calling them psychologs this whole time? Surely you haven't said that out loud to other people, right? You shouldn't go around calling them psychos. Oh. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. I think I missed that. I think I was monologuing while that whole thing happened. February 9, 11:36 a.m. This is courtroom number 7. Court will now reconvene. Miss Monkama, where is the witness?
During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery.
Suspicious behavior?
He was sketching something very intensely.
May I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained?
He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip.
I can only presume that his intention was to capture you.
Anyway, it is time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court.
Doris Dioxnim, I hope you're ready. Get in here. It would seem that the whip is going to see plenty more use today.
Ouch! Your sketch is in contempt of this court.
Ouch! She's artistically ouch!
You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct?
I got nothing but a fleshing artist straight out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paints. Well, I used to use the technical term of the color Viridian.
Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it?
I know. I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields?
I presume he wanted to say field work, I hope.
That's it. Next, buddy.
It's kind of sad that
I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just have to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. I think Larry's into that. You see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. I expect all your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or, to use a technical term, crimson lake. Ouch! Ow, 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 ow. Stop your pathetic blabbing and testify like a man. Your friend from whipping me, Miss Monkama. Cross-whipping is as bad as a cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now. Sorry, that was, I had a weird German accent there. On top of the Canadian. It's too much for me. I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. I walked the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge tonight either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teachers died on me. I'm all alone now. Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. Nobody nothing but a small worthless man, aren't I? And why was I asked for my name and occupation or anything else? Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been on the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. He's really beyond everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination, with no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time. Okay, what I saw. I was in a lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night.
Hold it!
Just like nothing. Music stops. What is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. The witness, any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stave my whip. Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it's not like I was there to look at them, right? See, you can do it if you try. Ouch. There's only one issue here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge. I walked the bridge a number of times, but... A number of times? How many? Maybe 5 times? I went out once every 20 minutes. Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night. You bet. Real love is about waiting for your heart in your hands. Love, you say? It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack. Use this blackmail letter. Edgeworth, no! Blackmail. Nada, that was simply a product of our employed love. You huffy, puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness. So, what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You huffy, puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness, eh? Well, you see, being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. I see his snowmobile. Larry, you really didn't see it. Hey, no need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile. If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew out over a cuckoo's nest? Maybe he's the cuckoo. Shut up! What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me. It seems that I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. Beans. I see anybody at the bridge at night either. You didn't meet anyone. It's right, because I've got nothing to do with this. Now this is by some severity and pain, okay? Come on, I expect to see those crimson lake faces now. It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Miss Edgeworth. Indeed. It seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this till the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along. Well, to be honest, we have at least a couple things that we could definitely argue about. First of all, about him seeing anyone at that bridge at that night is... Wait, what the... I misread the title of that book initially. I had to take a double... I had to take a double take on the bottle word. But yeah, we know for a fact, first of all, you saw Phoenix. Larry Butts, I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble. But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Yuchi! Are you... trying to console me? It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. Wah! You're totally pining this on me. Pinning this on me, not pining. Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Since the beginning, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed to the public phone by the bridge. There he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts. That's right, me in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. If you could change your fate, would ya? As long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change. What do you want me to do then? Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you. Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure if this will go especially well. I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? I saw part 2. That was a really short first part. I went to check at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window at a dusk and was of fire. There was some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So, what happens to the bitch after it caught on fire? It was me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. Totally burned out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Oh, don't worry, it's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold. Oh yeah, nobody told Francisca about what happened to Phoenix. I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. It's gonna be so fucking unhinged, isn't it? I only checked around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half? Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess. Excited. Did I even ask? As the meeting time is 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait. I thought she might come early too. Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end. Because they never arranged the meeting in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go picking my fun memories apart. Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I mean, he has occasional tidbits of like, it's not that bad, and it's like, okay, that's comparative to normal. But I get your point. I was actually a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. This light was, of course, lightning. Like, kapow! I get slapped from now on me, honestly. A big bada boom. Oh, a little like that. It's more like a punch from Miranda. Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge? I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so I looked out the window, and Dusky Bridge was afire. Seeing that, what did you do? What do you think? Huh? I was burning up as well, from the fire in my heart. And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge? Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so that at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind. I'm not sure I care for the forget it I think you had at first, witness. This was a thunder, but I went right away to check it out. You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that? Huh. The lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire, maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out. How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge? Hold on, well, it had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk. And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfire kids make during school camping trips can compare. Well, should I press him for a little more info? Not right now, or... Why didn't you call anyone? Larry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? What's with that serious face? Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There's a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course I thought of doing that. So then, let's hear why you didn't. Huh? Oh, yeah. Okay, a reason. My reason. Isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have time to, okay? I had the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. You glad you have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright? Yeah. I thought I'd better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder. He totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway. What's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease. It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it. More or less. He told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. Fuck, which one was it again? Yeah, this is the one. I mean, I would argue that Larry is absolutely capable of thinking. The problem is that those seem to limit into money, women, or sleep. With the women and the sleep being the highest, you know, priorities for him. Oh, that's the wrong one, actually. Okay, what about the why did you go to the bridge? So you suddenly thought to check out the bridge. Does this mean that you initially had no intention of doing so? Well, yeah, I guess it does. It was really cold. I didn't really want to go out there. If that's the case, why did you change your mind? Well, I would like to hear your reasoning. In which case, please give testimony to that effect, witness. My reasoning? Okay, reasoning is it. And I'd never get another chance to see something so big burning. So you decided to go and see what was happening. That's right, we're talking about a massive suspension bridge burned to high heaven. And it's not something you see every day. A real like really special? Can we really trust a witness who is unable to pronounce spectacle? I feel like that wouldn't be the first time, so I think we can. Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt. My motto is hit life back as hard as I can. I'll give you a few hits too if you'd like, with my whip. He told me about the burning bridge yesterday. Yeah, yeah, because there's a contradiction here. Okay, so then why did you not call? He says that it was out by then.
Hold it!
Okay, what? I'm trying to figure out what I'm actually getting. I feel like... What's the thing about the... There means past with the fire starting going out. So this changes the... I see, I do have to say, the parrot was an incredibly brilliant witness, and proved to be very reliable and very easy to, you know, cross-examine as well. This fucking guy, man. Okay, so he's not particularly accurate about the time. He's not particularly accurate about the where. He's not particularly accurate as to what the fuck happened simultaneously.
Hold it!
Lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire. Okay. So Phoenix would have been... Shit, do we actually know when exactly? Isn't this supposed to say, deceased? No, it does not. Unless it's a... Yeah, never mind. Only if they've been dead before the case started. Okay, because like it's right after 11. Less than a minute later. This seems 10 to approximately 11 p.m. Wait, this has already been half an hour as well. Well, actually, this will be 50 minutes already. I don't want to replay that. Because, like, I'm not sure if I... The other one is not... I do think this... Yeah, okay, this is the thing. Your very existence being a contradiction, I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the Ichi? You make me sound like some sort of alien. But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. And I'm the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up to him? Terrible at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what happened. Is this correct? Yeah, well, I was there about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge. Meaning you probably got there at around 11 p.m. That sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his fallen act. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hasakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at the Dusky Bridge at that time. Excuse me, I have an objection. You do? How many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, I'm Laurie's next name. Yeah, God! It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. This is only said around 11, in which case it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Francisca Moncama. The slope ahead is slippery. For there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:50 p.m. 15 p.m. Which means what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes? I feel like I just got brutally woken up by daughter's flashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Pinch me. Oh, don't say that next to Francisco. Oh there, oh. So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to Mindy Phoenix, right? I hardly see that as much of a problem. Not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes and there is a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident? Yes, witness. Why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. Larry is very eager to burn all his bridges. Shit, actually, that's very true. He's been actively torching them this entire time. Anyways. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duties. And that's what it sounds like. Ah, but this Larry we are talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. God, Edgeworth, you're giving so much credit. I mean, you're calling him an absolute fucking moron, but you're giving him still way too much credit with that statement. Bro. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. Edgy, I think it's about time I go serious with you, dude. Just as I thought, you've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm gonna tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes. I may really say it this time. Sensei it. Very well. I have a terrible bad feeling about this. However, let's have this witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? I'm missing 15 minutes. I'm Duxnim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching. In front of the bridge, I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it directly into the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out and then he came running up. I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch. Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And that would be... This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. You'll regret this, Edgy. I'm missing 15 minutes. I'm Duxnim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing?
Hold it!
Tell us, Larry. My name is Larry's, get it right. Mistakes like that are what keep us from being popular with the ladies like I am. Just who exactly are you? I'm Larry Duxnim, apprentice extraordinaire. That's what he calls himself in any case. And you are an artist? Of course, I'm an artist, the real thing. Yeah, again, that's what he calls himself. Names mean nothing. There's only one issue that I can discuss. What were you doing? That is a very big issue indeed. Sketching. In front of the bridge, I was whipped up into a frenzy of art.
Hold it!
Sketching the burning bridge. The burning bridge and everything that came with it. What came with it? Did you also? No, you would not have. You want to hear this from my lips to you, Edgy? I don't know what came from or to. Never mind. You'll regret this. That sketch of mine is enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. Are we gonna finally see a piece of his art? Well, we did see some of them. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. Does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. Sometimes you gotta face your demons. And I think this is time. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please. Might be a mistake. Maybe I was supposed to press him a bit more before this. Well, even I could have mentioned that it would turn out like this. Imagine what? Now Larry's Duxim's debut would take place here today, like this. Show it now. Okay, but seal yourselves. This is a world of Larry's Duxim. Huh. That's a bit big. I mean, it's not a terrible bridge, to be honest. It has the geometry right. To a degree. And the flames are, to be honest, there's a lot better fire than that was in the. This fire looks a lot nicer than in the Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Considering that was all AI made, but like, you know. Well. So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma? Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected. Is it? Is it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did. Yes, I'm sure you did. Don't know if I should bring it up or not, but... He's so proud of himself. Good on you, Larry. Express yourself artistically. I should not have that on recording. This is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry. What? The burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate looking figure? You spotted that? I thought you might. However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course, Iris. I wish she'd take better care of herself. We had to plan for our future, you know? What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that? You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding. There are two possibilities I'm seeing here. One, I do not like at all. Two, I like even less. Or three, Iris was lying, but we also don't really know exactly what the hell was going on at the time. Nothing here is good, actually. Oh god. Larry, please, answer this next question honestly. Okay. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Jeez. I don't know what this game is doing, but like, there are so many things wrong with this right now. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames? Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist. Oh, you. Hi, the girl. She's really high up in this. I love that. That's so good. Nobody wants to ask it, but like, what has he been taking? And where do you get more of that? Wow. What was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Actually, there is some precedent for this. She was like pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see. Okay, now I have even less of a fucking clue what the fuck was happening. This has to be some kind of a mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not? Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth. Let's get back to the cross-examination, by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what do you think of my debug piece? Get that thing away from me. Yeah, this must be like the most unhinged case thus far. And then the other judges just be like, yeah, like, in the break room. After this is over, they'll have a discussion, and the regular judge is like, so how was the court today? Well, we had a case with a flying woman over a burning bridge. Oh, I see. Was Phoenix Wright in the courtroom? No, it was the Edgeworth kid. Oh, I see. That makes sense. This fucking game, man. Larry's sketch at the court record. Yay! Horrible sketch of what he saw the night of the crime. Now hurry up and cross-examine him. That's Larry. Man, is Larry's gay, right? Mistake like that. Oh yeah, this is. So if I press this again, what happens? Sketching in front of that bridge, I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. Could the reason you were so excited be? What do you think? My girlfriend was flying through the sky. Almost 30 feet above the bridge. I felt like I might start flying myself. He really might have actually been high. If only you would be so kind as to fly out of all our lives. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the entire concept of just having Maze, having any Faye, Maya, Pearl, Mia involved in the case already makes absolutely nothing makes sense. Like, it's fucking insane. Oh, then there's this weird cyber that keeps chucking down, 17 cups of coffee. Every single trial. Anyway, I completely lost myself when I was drawing the scene. I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering. Just where did you see this sight from? No need to shout! When I was lying in my bed in that rundown shack, the crack of the lightning bolt made me realize that the bridge was burning. I just watched it for a while from there, thinking how nicely it was burning. Then after about 5 minutes I saw it.
Is it defendant flying?
That's right. That's when I decided to go to the bridge. I see. That all makes sense. Aside from the sketch itself. Yes, this sketch doesn't make any sense. I need to convince the artist that this work is ludicrous. I still have to figure out, is that like an actual thing? Like, is that with Godot's visor? Because it's red, so everything is a little red, so he couldn't recognize the red stain, or is he just colorblind? And I'm really curious to find out. If only there was if only we could ever see Godot without his mask on. Oh well. Fever dreams and all that. I just need to convince the artist that his work is ludicrous. Shock of that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly into the page. You transfer everything directly onto the page, and that is the sketch here. Yep, sensational, isn't it? Should that be scandalous? It put my mind at ease anyway.
It did?
That's right. The reason she didn't come to me, even though I waited for her, was because she was trapped on the other side of the bridge. Can it be the iris? I undertook that dangerous disparate flight in order to reach me. That's gotta be. Alright, go me. Nice. Ow! Continue, please. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out, and then he came running up. You forgot the passage of time to that extent, did you? Well, once I get caught up in something, I tend to forget everything else. That's true, he's always been that way. I guess he's not lying about that, at least. Phoenix Wright appeared on the scene after 11:15. If he was drawing until then, that dispels all doubts. Aside from the doubts of his humanity, yeah? There's a big clue waiting for me in this cross-examination. This testament does nothing less than mock the court. But I am sure that there is a vital kernel of truth hidden in there somewhere. Yeah, like, the reaction is, like... he has those, like, really, like, absolutely shocked look on his face. It's like he literally cannot comprehend what he has just heard. And supposedly he's been judged for long enough to grow that beard out. Wait, fuck. Was he actually canon that his beard is a glued on Santa? Or it's actually a painted Santa beard? That's just glued on? Until he finally got it grown out? Or was that just, you know... No, shit, I might be mixing things. Anyways. Okay, so... This is the problem. Iris did not have her hood on, which makes this very easy. That is a very simple wording here. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. Oh, okay, so I didn't just picture that, or that wasn't just a silly bit done in the chat. He actually said that. Holy shit. Oh my god. Emphasis does just be irresponsible. Yeah, like, this judge is complete different breed of creature. I do exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1. That is the truth. If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain. What might that be? That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant Iris. What do you mean? I don't understand. What? A foolhardy fool of a... Oh, sorry. God, sorry. God, take a sip. Let me try again. A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool? How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite a way from the bridge. That hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. What? It seems there is a bigger fool in this world than the one at the defense's bench. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight? To be honest, I could see that happening. What are you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why did Nick have Iris's hood? What? Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you, Nick? You dog! God, that was not how that was supposed to come out, but that's my best way of yelling dog. I do believe that this unbelievable mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited, and discarded straight into the garbage. What's this now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today's the day I get to completely stupefy you. Stupefy. Yeah, stupefy you. What? What's the meaning of your outburst, witness? I tell you to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive? Evidence? This man knows what that word is? I seem to come flying over the burning bridge, and I, Lars Dux Nim, shall prove it. I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in the sketch, and show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Yechi. Is he gonna pull off an Ace Attorney move and actually provide evidence to his own statement? No, couldn't be Larry. So I'm gonna feed you a whooping serving of pain. You've been serving us a whooping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me. Proof that Iris flew. It's even just another testimony. When Iris just get bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried as I frantically searched all over for her. Now led me to finding a beautiful crystal spear. Halberd is no. I'm sure that Iris is simply wearing the spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost his crystal spear that night. Like, crystal spear? This one's pretty, isn't it? You fucking had it! You fucking had it! What the fuck is wrong with you, Larry? What the fuck is wrong with you, Larry? We're investigating. Oh my god. And now I'm relating to Edgeworth. Great. This one, Brazen, find it, keepers. Zespia, where did you find it? Around here somewhere, looks about right. And it was half buried in the snow. Yeah, pretty much stopped snowing by then. There was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. The goal I slept is crystal spear. That's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards. There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood. What? Blood? Crystal spear added to the court record. Found half covered in snow near Dusky Bridge at the night of the crime. It has blood on it. You ready, Itchy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Okay, he did have evidence, but he also is completely wrong on all of this. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's going to push me around anymore. Did you want to be called Loris Duxnim only a few minutes ago? Prove the Iris flew. Why cross-examining this? Okay. Larry's Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. So you went to the burning bridge. And that's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. The least I could do was meet her halfway. But the defender was not at the bridge when you got there, you say? I guess she was back to Hazaguric Temple. She's a girl after all. She must have wanted to look her best. It must be lovely to live in the fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing that I can't even work up the energy to points. So, what did you do next? I was so worried. I was frantically searching all over for her. So you searched all over for her. She was flying pretty high, you know? And then maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey, it was more than possible. Also, when I head out to the shack the first time, I was snacking on a banana. I need to check something real fucking fast. This doesn't have how many yards this is, and also I don't know how yards function. Are you telling me somebody actually flew over the fucking bridge? Or something flew over the fucking bridge? Because I... God. Now, magic is real in this world. To some degree. To some degree. To what degree? We don't know yet. Exactly. Well, as far as we know. The only magic that's real here is the... Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, actually, I can get a really nice screenshot of that. That's good. Ah, it's a little dark. Sorry, I need to... Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna use this for something. Okay, let's see where this fucking goes. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so you know. Can one guy really be this stupid? So, did you find any signs of her so-called landing? I really remember. I kept on falling over myself. I kinda lost it for a while there. You fell over yourself? Yeah, the snow was deep and there was even a banana peel out there. Yep, there's Stupid and then there's Larry Butts. The short of it is that you didn't find any signs of her landing, correct? Then what happened next? Now let me finding a beautiful crystal spear, half buried in the snow. Half buried? And I was sitting in the snow with a little gathered on top of it. It was very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out too. I'm impressed. You did well to find it. No matter what you may think when you look at me, I'm a pro, a genius security guard. I use a pen light I borrowed from my company to help in my search. And it sparkled really brightly as it was saying, "Here I am" to me. Larry, I gotta warn you, last time somebody stole from that company, they were blackmailed for a hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, tens of thousands. It was like 50,000. I don't remember anymore of that case. It was like weeks ago. It does indeed look very much like a crystal spear on Iris's hood. But need I remind you that she was not wearing her hood that night? Actually, that was Iris simply wearing a spare hood. Each nun is assigned their own hood, and they are assigned only one. I don't know anything about that, okay? And Iris is special, alright, dude? Even if she did steal a spare hood, I'll forgive her. This is getting us nowhere. Our destination for the day, it seems. However, this crystal spear was found near the bridge. That is a fact. If it didn't come from a hood, where could it have come from? That is the question I aim to answer. After all, no one else could have lost his crystal spear that night. Let me confirm this one last time, Larry. The reasons you thought that this was Iris are the hood and this crystal spear correct? This motherfucker doesn't even recognize his own fucking mentor, huh? That's right, my guys never... No. 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 Are you We're actually confirming this guy's fucking insane ramblings? I mean, Maya thought that Mo was really funny in the game as well. I think Maya was the only one that actually liked Mo's humor. And also, I don't know why, but Miss Bikini is giving me a lot of Mo vibes. Yep. God damn it. We're actually like, oh, I hate where this is going, but we're gonna confirm that Larry saw a lady fly through the fucking air, cross the fucking bridge, hit the crowd at some point, I don't know how yet, but... Fuck. Because it just dawned on me, the whole picture. Like, and specifically this picture. No, actually, this very picture. Well, I mean, I can imagine that the Big Top was... It had a really good story. The way that the game did it was a little sluggish, and the characters were fucking weird. Which isn't a bad thing, but also, like... You would get nothing out of them. You would get nothing out. You would spend 50 minutes talking to a single character, exhausting all their dialogue, just for them to, like, be like, yeah, so that's what happened. It's like, oh yeah, I got hit in the head with a bottle. It's like, cool. And then they do fucking nothing. Anyway, sorry, I shouldn't be ranting. I should wrap up this case. Well, wrap up this trial at least. We're gonna have a second course of... We're gonna have a second set of investigation going in this. For sure. I am not believing that this thing would be over in 2 days. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, my guy's never wrong. I'm at the old bikini the next morning. Oh yeah, also the fact that it was really fucking harsh on all the things, like, oh yeah, you make a wrong guess, over. Like, that straight up killed the... That pretty much killed the, all my, like, inspiration to properly play this game. Like, it's just not, like, if the game is just gonna occasionally just throw me into a full-on, like, a game over scenario over, like, a very vague situation where you have, like, 7 different options you could go for, which all seem moderately reasonable. You're just like, okay. So I really just to save scum my way out of this game. And that sounds kinda cool. That sounds kinda weird. And they'll beginning the next morning, and her crystal spear was still there, safe and sound. Indeed. She was wearing it in this very room earlier today. This case isn't going to end without a fight. Exposing the obvious contradiction in this testimony will be easy, but I fear that all that awaits us are further mysteries. Okay. I know what I need to do. I know exactly what I need to do here. Oh my god. Objection! Larry is such a fucking mess. Palace is confident. Well, not really. He's a... Oh god, The fuck am I supposed to say about this guy? Larry, that night, there was someone who lost a crystal spear. There was? Who was that stupid idiot? Miss Elise Dioxnin, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. I mean, Larry adds a really nice bit of spice to this. I very much enjoy interrogating Larry violently over like some of the other characters we've had in this game thus far. Hottie was not very fun. Yeah, it's a lot like, you know, like Gumshoe. Like, I like the established characters a lot. Like, a lot. They're very fun. They're very good. And like, while they are very much like archetypes, that's not a bad thing. So like, it does kind of give like a little bit of that sense of like what's going to happen. Edgeworth as well is a little bit of like a like him being the leading character in this case completely changes the tone of it as well. And also, this trial is so very different because we have Francisca instead of Godot. I mean, Godot wouldn't work anyways because he doesn't care about Edgeworth. Probably doesn't even, well, probably has never met him. I might have aggressively winked there, but like, but like a I don't know. Honestly, I think this game has really good writing on the characters. I noticed in the cases, they've been getting so much, like, I'm not saying the first game had poor cases, but some of them were a little bit of a reach and a little weird at times. Like, even the Steel Samurai thing was a little odd, the way it was, like, moving forward. But the second game, well, it had its problems, but this third game has been really fucking good. And yes, Gumshoe is absolutely, absolutely just an absolute trooper. And they're really consistent as well. I mean, that's true. It doesn't have much gameplay in it, but so, you know, it makes sense that it's a, the writing is... But, like, it's impressive that it can keep it that consistent. I have a photo of her here. And on the top of... And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal spear. Hey, that's my photograph. Give it back. Ow! A crystal spear like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it in my brooch. They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime. Ah, the crystal spear. It's gone. Yeah, I think we had this discussion before, and like, you can definitely see that the, Okay, but so when you say that they were made on a low budget at first, was it, like, what's the first trilogy? That was like a, was it just the first trilogy, or was it like a, at what point did they actually start having budget then, if that is something that changes? Because I mean, there are improvements in this, like each case, you know, and more characters each case, and then like lot more. I've noticed a lot more visuals as well. But I can also understand that if these were all made on the same same platform. Okay, so Apollo specifically. Apollo Justice. Like, for a moment I was like, I might take a long break from these games, but I've been really enjoying this one. I really want to know what the Apollo Justice trilogy is about, so I might play that after Okami. Crystal Spear is gone. What? What? Huh? What? What? Just what's the meaning? Just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal spear found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the spear was the victim, Miss Elise Dork's name. A fool alongside another fool, on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that, I saw it with my own eyes! And this crystal spear, this is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe her? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it was well. Realize as well, Miss Edgeworth. Ellie Stokes' name was in her room on the night of the murder, so there was no reason for her to go to the Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this spear cannot be related to this case. That is all. Miss Francisca von Karma, the only people who will accept this the explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal spear was found near the bridge on the night of the murder, of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case? Objection! Is that crystal spear? It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There is blood on the crystal spear, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there for the investigation of the scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew the ridiculous sketch. Huh? Huh? What? You mean I'm the killer? No, what? All joking aside, just when did this crystal spear appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this was related to the case. Sorry, I'm sizzling a lot. She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elix Dork's Nin left Azakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal spear can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal spear. If it's not related to the case, then this witness who we called would have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Mr. Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal spear was dropped before the murder took place? Yeah, I can. Of course I can. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. No, simply prove it. That's the only option. That's what he would do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal spear is a vital link to solving this case. And because I have a feeling I'm gonna be fucking this up a couple times, I'm going to save the year. You will do what? You will do what? Sad look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. That should come as no surprise. Because right now, I am Phoenix Wright and I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal spear was indeed dropped before the murder. Okay, let's check this one. Nothing important here. Don't think this is gonna give me any more info either. It would be the staff. Is a good indicator. Okay, let's think. So, actually, it does give me a couple tries. Well, the staff being found at the crime scene. She had it on her. Okay. Because the way I'm picturing this is that her corpse took a fucking beating after she was already dead. She will need to be stabbed later down the line. Like, red color on it. It's kind of where this all. This is the last thing I need to prove. I know. Like, is it enough to just point out the fact that the staff was found at the murder scene? It was found a little bit further away from as well. Like, why leave the staff but take the crystal? That's the question, I guess. Is the weather report again, actually? Because this is the thing, there was... There was snow on it. There was a little bit of snow on it. And half covered in snow. Actually, that's true. That means that it wasn't snowing anymore. The fact that it was half covered means that it was actually, it must have been snowing a little bit even after. Yeah. We want to get back to this one. If the murder happened, as we have established, the murder happened around 11. Presumably. Well, at least as far as we know, the event of the stabbing took place after 11. Fuck, actually, I think even because of the way Larry... Yeah, so it was like 15 past... Was it 15 past? About when Phoenix showed to the scene. The thing that confuses me here is the fact that it's... I'm inclined to believe that she died already at 10. She died, like... Every time this game has had any kind of leeway on when the victim died, it always has been off. Like, that always means that the initial time that is given for the death is actually not the time that it actually happened. That it's, you know, something about it is wrong. Something about the timing is off. The fact that it's an hour gap, like, while I understand that it's very realistic to have like an estimation of like, oh, between 10 and 11 p.m. considering they couldn't get help before like maybe an hour or two ago. It takes 30 minutes for the police officers to arrive here, based on the previous case. So it would have taken a good while. Well, it would have taken some time, and like, because of the environmental differences. Yeah. So I am quite convinced that this is about the fact that it was half covered in snow. Larry, it's not just the fact that it was half covered in snow, like it was like, oh, it was dropped in the snow. It has snow on it. Larry had to scrape a little bit off it, so it must have dropped slightly before, like it must have dropped like before 10 o'clock. Or no, before 11 o'clock. A little bit before 10:50. Maybe even around 10:50, when the snow was stopping. And we have established that the murder, the scene was witnessed at 11 o'clock. So it has to be this. It's wrong. It's wrong. Fuck. Wait, how... Your response, Miss Monkama? Birds of a feather flock together. Are you familiar with this face? Mount Edgeworth? I think one such bird is calling for his fellow now. God fucking damn it. Go, Edgy. Do it, prove it. Win, win, win. He's cheering. It's as though I'm listening to an ominous chorus of ravens. So, Mr. Edgeworth, what will you do from here? One more chance, Your Honor. I can't turn back after coming all this way. The time of the murder and when the crystal spear was dropped. I need to find proof that the latter happened first. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. It is proves that the crystal spear was indeed dropped before the murder. I guess it's not the weather report. Got him. Guess it would have been too easy. Ugh, man, it's just... There's so many things here. There's so many things here that I could, like, try to look... so many angles I could look from. Is it just a spear itself? The fact that it's half covered? Because my options here are a spear itself. Wait. Fuck, it could even be Larry himself. He actually could be Larry himself. No, if the game would have a testimony, written testimony about Larry going back and forth on the... I don't think that was that important. Fuck, there's so many. Like, okay. I could see the staff being enough of a reason, like, oh yeah, this is found separate from the crystal. The spear itself is... The half covered in snow is something that gives me the leeway to possibly, you know, try that, but it doesn't do enough, in my opinion. I don't think that's, like... It would be silly if it's the thing that we're, like, if the item itself, you know, proves it. And also, I don't think the blood spatters are particularly helping in this case. Okay, let's go. So, spear is an option. The sketch, I don't think this doesn't give any information. Tracks don't help. Courtyard doesn't, like, I don't think the crime scene photo helps either. There are footsteps there, actually. The hell is going on there? Autopsy report, I don't think helps with this one. That doesn't help. This doesn't provide anything. This doesn't provide anything. This apparently did not work. I'm actually shocked. So it must not be the snow thing. Could it be this? Could it be this? Wait! What did it actually be, Larry? He was there at the bridge. He was there drawing at the bridge. He was there the entire time while the murder happened. There is zero chance they could have been dropped off. Yeah. The staff is not a terrible reach either, but like, yeah. Nope. Never mind. Sorry, I'm not thinking this clearly, apparently. Let me try that again. It's the staff, isn't it? It's the fucking staff. No, it's not. Okay, I'm not sure exactly. It wasn't that obvious. Would it be as obvious as the spear itself, though? Phoenix? The snowmobile thing? God, there's so many angles to look at this from. Let's try this one itself. I was right from the fucking get-go, but damn, man. That's so rough, man. Are you kidding me? I hate when the game does this. It gives me a sense of like, oh, I'm actually doing something right, and then just like takes it away. Or actually, no, it's the opposite. It gives me the sense of like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and then it's like, well, you had the idea right, but just you will be as this. It's like those fucking exam questions. Like, it doesn't matter. This crystal spear, it was half buried in the snow, correct? That's right. If it hadn't stopped, if it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Though testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When the crystal spear was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly. Snowing? On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body. Motherfucker. It really, like... I went with the more complicated way to look at that. Son of a bitch. I'm such a fucking dumbass. Anyways. Therefore, the crystal spear must have been dropped before the murder. What? Order! 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 On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to the Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused Staff's crystal spear to come loose. Well, what could that have been? The spear? There is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
Objection!
The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard?
Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness.
Just who is the fool, and which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miss Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Asakura Temple courtyard. That's not exactly true now, is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing.
No, it isn't.
You say it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost as the moment of a blazing session. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding.
Objection!
You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Delk's Nim's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way? I made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible.
Now the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. Yeah, it makes it very clear as to what they want here, though. Yeah, babe. Le snowmobile. On that snowy night, there is only one way that body could have been removed. The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body. Order. What? This is completely unacceptable, Mrs. Webb. You've dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the only one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? Huh. You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. What? Well, was the victim Ellie Stokes Nim really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature would never see the truth, let alone describe it. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. Holy fuck! However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Thank you! That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Yeah. Right. So I fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you'll make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason and one alone for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this is all about? You had just told me that from the very beginning. I wouldn't have had Franziska whipping me all. Mausersworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel. A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by. What a shame, friends. This is all your fault? Such a terrible witness. You cannot. Oh. I demand satisfaction. I don't know why I skipped forward on that text like that. I cannot believe that the witness testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the question it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on throughout investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? Court is now adjourned. I mean, silver linings and all that. Franziska gets a chance to actually prove, have a one-off against Phoenix. To save face for losing her whip and Phoenix never giving it back like the idiot he is. Boy, I'm gonna remember that for as long as I play these games, I think. Yikes. But yeah, that's actually perfect time for me to quit this as well. Got a little difficult at the end there, but that was also just a little bit of an interpretation problem. February 9, 3:40. No! Okay, we're about to suffer next time. Hottie Clinic, intensive care units. Great. All I needed to know. God. Phoenix really needs to count his blessings that he doesn't have the curves to attract any unwanted attention in that place. Anyways, thank you all. I need to go save my VOD before I forget. And, yeah. This keeps going. Oh yeah, thank you all, and yeah. More tomorrow. I don't have much to say about this. This case is still ongoing. Bye, sis.